Hey, welcome back to Don't Run with Scissors. I'm Kelly, your favorite Jeep driving lawyer, mom of twins, 4 crazy rescue dogs, and a rescue cat who likes to craft in her spare time. If you're new here, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. It sends me a message to boost my serotonin and my self-esteem, and I can use that. And if you're a returning friend, you already know the crazy you're in for, so grab your drink, sit on back, and let's have at it. This is about the 15th time I've tried to record this. Apparently, I'm running out of memory on my computer. I have now tried to load everything up until my Google Drive and delete it off my computer. I'm still having issues. I don't know what I'm going to do. That's how much I've been working. So, yeah. So, again, we're here for the 15th try at this, and it is what it is. So, if you recall last week, so we're going to go fast, down and dirty. Get in and out just to get this up. So, last week, I was giving away the planner that I can't use. I mean, I guess I could have used it, but I don't want to. It is going to Janet Jabber. So, Janet, let me know your address. I know you're on vacation, so let me know your address. I think I have it, but whatever. So, shoot me a message. I'll get that in the mail in the next week or two to you. This week's giveaway is 2 freebies that I got when I ordered patterns. I'm not going to stitch them, so I mean, yes, I guess I could just throw them out, but why? If somebody else could use them. One is Wise Words freebie from Sam Bree Stitches, and the other is the Sampler Bird by Cherry Hill Stitchery. If you would like those, I will ship them anywhere in the world. I will fold them probably in half, maybe in thirds, stick them in an envelope, put the postage on it, and send it your way. Linda, my camera, is now giving me grief. Use the word chart, and we'll draw and we'll figure it out. I am sick. I'm on medical leave until Wednesday. It's nothing serious. I have ear infections and need to rest. Is that working out? No, probably not. Are we trying? We actually are trying. It has been a long week. I am asking that you keep Kim the Snitch Stitcher and her family in your thoughts and prayers. Kim lost her mom very unexpectedly. The other person I'm asking you to keep in your prayers is Kevin and his mom. We rushed his mom to the ER last night, so I was up most of the night with them, only to wake up at the butt crack of dawn. Let me try this. Right, Linda? I don't know. At the butt crack of dawn to take my son to work. And yeah, I've got a consult. I've got an ENT doctor's appointment. I've got a consult at the office. And then the kids both have appointments to establish care at their new doctor. So there's a lot. And I need to run up to court to listen to a hearing and view the exhibits that were submitted before I got hired onto the case. So it's going to be a little bit of a crazy day. I have a hearing on Wednesday. I have a hearing on Thursday. I have a massage scheduled on Friday, and I am so looking forward to it. We had Celebration of the Deaf where we had a table. It was fantastic. My signing at first was kind of rough. I was very clearly out of practice. So we're going to start allocating some time to getting back in practice and growing our skills. I did not spend all of that time to get that degree to let it rot and forget it. That we're not doing that. So we've got that going on. The question of the week, if you're looking for this is driving me nuts that it's not in focus, y'all, but I don't know how to fix it. Does anybody know? Okay, I don't know. If Linda's, yeah. Okay. My Whipco people, Bobby of Pumpkin Creek Primitives was one of my people, and my friend Jane. I need to shoot them both messages to see if they're going to play along. I will not, I love the idea of adding in a self-care element to my board. I will not be setting up my board the same way next year. It's too difficult to rely on people to pick things and to do the things and coordinating all the pieces. Will it still have a self-care, self-growth, self-development, whatever you want to call it, component? Yes. Will I maybe put it out there now to put on my board, like those items on my board now or in the next couple months? I likely will. So there you go. Okay. I don't know what to do about Linda. I'm trying, y'all. I don't know, maybe, is it because of the light in the back? I don't know. I don't know what to do. Y'all, I don't know what to do. I'm not going to re-record the beginning. I'm sorry. Thank you for sticking with me. So, we are playing Stitching Survivor and Dancing with the Stars. In Whip Warriors, I am cheering the game. So, my main pieces for Stitching Survivor are... What the hell are they? Oh. Moroccan Lanterns. Duh. Pandemic. And the Self-Love Sampler. And I don't remember what my idol piece is now that I think about it. I have about 5 different pieces that I've gone and assigned to different dancers. So, a piece may have multiple dancers for it. I tried to limit the number of pieces that I'm focusing on right now. That's all my brain can do. So yeah. So I am up to date as of this week's episodes on Moroccan Lanterns. I am now at 43%, just over 43%. I think I'm closing in on getting caught up to Kim. I don't know how much she got done in her last retreat on this piece. I know she took it. So we'll see. It's okay. Melissa finished hers though, and it's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. So, here we are. So, I have to finish this lantern. And then there's one more big one. It reminds me more of a chandelier over here, right? And then we come back and we have to do this one. And then I have to do the color. But I will tell you, like, honestly, if I stopped without the color, I'd still love this piece. Okay? It is stitched on a 25 count Lugana in the color Stormy Night. I am stitching it 2/2. And loving it, obviously. Okay. Next up on my stitching for the games is Panda. Really, Linda? Really? Linda's just in a mood. I don't know what to tell you. Okay. Next up is Pandemic by Long Dog Sampler. I am almost done with this next page here. It's got like, I think 3 or 4 lines here. Then there's an almost complete page underneath that. That will be the whole left side down. It's stitched on white 14 count Ada that I got from Joann's. It is not the most pleasurable thing to stitch on. I'm going to tell you. In fact, it's probably one of my least favorite pieces of fabric to stitch on. It's kind of, I mean, do you hear it? It's kind of plasticky. It's weird. It doesn't matter what the background color is because I'm filling in all of the white. Because. So, that's where we're at. So that's going well. And then I am caught up on my Self-Love Sampler, which was my piece for September as well, for Tammy had pulled for me to do. So I still haven't figured out. There we go. Really, I'm whatever. You know what? I'm done right now. I love you all. I love you. There's so much to be grateful for, and I really and truly am, but I'm just really frazzled and I'm running on E. So, I did not figure out what colors I wanted to do the little filigree angles and the diamond here. So I just moved on to the next line down. And I figure I can always go back up to there. We're good. So I am caught up to date on this piece for the shows, and for Tammy, for my whip go. We're closing in on, I want to say we're getting closer to 80%. We could be at 75. I don't know. On Pandemic, we're at like 34. My goal is to be at 50% for that one by the end of the year. I don't have a goal on Moroccan Lanterns. It will likely be done by the end of the year at the rate I'm going. Okay, so for Self-Love Sampler, I am right. I'm at 80.35%. So I kind of would really like to just sort of push through it and finish it. I really want to figure out, I feel like the diamonds should be like beads or sequins, or I don't know. It should be sparkly, but I do not want to work with cardinal. I don't want to stitch the whole diamond in the middle. Let me see if I can find my mock-up. Yeah. Okay. Linda's probably gonna have a hissy fit about that. Okay. So these are the little filigrees that I'm talking about. These little slanted part, and then that diamond there, right? We're so close to being done. Holy cow. Okay, but what are these things? Now that I'm looking at it, what are these things supposed to be? Anybody got a clue? I can't leave them off because it's gonna look out of whack. They kind of look like little beach houses, but I don't think that's it. And it's certainly not a church. So what the heck are they? I don't know. Let me know. If you know, let me know, because I want to know. Anyways, and let me know what you think I should do with this diamond thing. I don't know. The diamond's not really calling to me, too. So if I could replace it with another motif, and I wouldn't be sad about that either. I am just stitching it on, I think it's like an 18 count fiddler's cloth, sort of like an Ada that I got from Joann's back in the day. Now I can say that because Joann's are, Okay, so that's all of my stitching. The other thing is I have my blue to do the lanterns again on. It's a 25 count Lugana that I dyed. It's actually a little bit more modeled to it. I'm going to restitch the Moroccan lanterns in white so they look like beach. See, the white does pop off of there. It looks good. So that they look like beach lanterns, right? So we've got that going. And then I did order the Chinese lantern also from Bisters, that are gorgeous. Now I can't figure out, so obviously I've got one on the gray, I've got one on blue, I'll have one on blue. I don't know what color to stitch the Chinese lanterns. I can't figure it out. I'm thinking maybe like a minty green. I don't know. Let me know what your thoughts are. Okay. So the only other thing we have to cover today is October 1st. So before I see you next, I get to start my challenge for my birthday, right? I'm not doing a sale. We're doing a challenge. Because what's more fitting for me? Really and truly, right? Okay, so I have it set up. I have my color coding done down here. So... And the thing is, okay, so if I already have it kitted up, which I have dozens of kitted up stuff, right? If I start and finish one of those in the year, that counts. If I buy a pattern and have to buy the stuff to make it, it does not count. If it's like a quilt top and I run out of fabric or I need like the binding fabric and stuff, that will still count, right? So the goal is 54 things in the next year. So by October 23 of 2026, I need to finish 54 projects that have already been in the loop, right? So I have a couple that I can knock out fairly quickly, and some of them are going to take more effort to finish. If I fail, I fail. And I don't even think it's failing. If I finish 3 things, that's 3 less things sitting around here, right? So, we've got that goal starting. The other thing that we've started in our stitchy club is we're going to do like a friendship stitch. And everybody is picking their own piece. And I encourage you to join in, right? Ours is because we've got a lot going on in our small group. And I just felt like we all needed a piece that, like, when we stitch on it, we think about each other, right? So the girls laughed at me when I showed them the pattern I picked. And then they were all like, what, Kelly? Kelly, what are you doing? Like, what, right? Because I picked a pattern that looks like, do you remember those? Okay, for those of us who are 70s children, the old TV dinners, right? Like, you could get the Salisbury steak or the fried chicken, and it would come with, like, the little container of, like, weird mashed potatoes and the mixed vegetables, and sometimes you got a brownie if you were really lucky, right? Well, that's what I picked. And I'm just like, that makes no sense, Kelly. And on its surface, it really doesn't. And I get that. But the only time we got those when I was a kid was literally if a friend was spending the night. Or we were at, like, they were, like, really special that you shared with a friend. We didn't get them all the time. They weren't, like, everyday things. They were special treats that you got, like, when a friend came over. And so, like, to me, that's special. Or, like, if we had a sleepover, like, that was a big deal, right? And so it's drawing back on those feelings, like the good memories of growing up with friends. And I wish I had some of my friends that I have now when I was a child, when I was a young kid. I can't tell you probably how different my life would be right now. And so that's why I picked that piece. And I have I already can see the finishing where I'm going to turn it into like a little serving tray, probably with like epoxy over it so that it stays safe and nice. And so, yeah, so we'll be starting that. And yes, that will count towards my 54 because I have had the pattern for years. I've had that pattern since like when we were doing the Stitch Life magazine filming. So I've had it for quite some time. I'm pretty sure I have the flosses I need. Now that most of my flosses are in order and all organized. So, and I have fabric. I have the fabric that I'm going to use. I'm just going to, because it's full coverage. But it's not a ginormous piece either, so that's kind of nice. I still have to do Julie's Whip Go Pull for Me, which was the periodic table. I haven't had the energy to go in there and pull the bag and work on it. So yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at, and I am sorry for being 1 late, 2 out of it, and just sort of, yeah. I really am okay. I really am. I really have so much to be grateful for. I'm also starting to write down some goals, and not just the goals for the firm and for my personal life for 2026. Well, even just for the last quarter of 2025, right? But also the action steps to get to them, because you can have you can have big goals, you can have little goals, you can have whatever, right? But until you start writing down those action steps, like what is something that you can do? What is something you can do today that will help tomorrow you or next week you be in a better place? Like, what's one little thing that you can do, right? It doesn't have to be like, hey, if we all decided to climb Mount Everest tomorrow, well, first of all, I'm going to wonder what the heck we were drinking, because that's a crazy goal. Is it a cool goal? Sure. Would it be the first goal I pull out of my head? No. But let's just say, humor me, right? Let's say we all decided to stitch the Sistine Chapel ceiling, right? Because there is a floss trooper who is doing that, and I think it's amazing. And honestly, like, years ago, I was like, you know what's stopping me? This is going to be the funniest thing. It's not the pattern. It's not the size, because clearly I don't have an issue with that. It is, where do I get a piece of fabric big enough that's not going to cost me an arm and a leg and a kidney and probably half of my liver, right? That's what's stopping me. Okay, but let's say we all decided to take on this ginormous project. We wouldn't just start, like, go, okay. We would all organize it, right? We would get our floss list together. We would buy our fabric. We would do this. We would do that, right? For those people who stitch in hoops, we would get our Q stamps or our hoops together, right? We would make sure we had score rods, whatever it is, right? We would have an action plan. Well, goals in other parts of your lives are no different, right? You want to climb Mount Everest, what are you going to start doing? Well, first of all, I'm going to get some darn good shoes. I'm going to research, like, hey, what do other people who have done this climb done before, right? What other equipment do I need? I'm going to start just by walking around my area. Maybe climbing a few mountains, I don't know, like smaller mountains, like elevation, right? I'm going to start working on climbing steep areas. I'm going to work on all these things, right? I'm going to start gathering my supplies. I'm not just going to show up at the bottom of Mount Everest and go, hey, let's go for it. Like, that's not going to end well. We all know that, right? So the person I was talking with was like, okay, so be very specific, give a timeline. What's a goal for your career? What's a goal for your health? What's a goal for your relationships? What's a goal for like your hobbies or social life? There was a fourth area too. I don't remember. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Pick a fourth one. Or fifth one. There were 5 areas, right? Because the theory is to stay manageable and focus on things. Pick 5 areas that you want a goal in, right? And then pick the one that if you did that one, the other 4 would sort of fold into place, right? Or at least 1 or 2 of the other ones would come into place. Okay. I have 2 that would work hand in hand. One is to hire either a legal assistant or a paralegal, who would also be like a personal assistant sort of thing. Even if it was just, okay, so that was my first goal, or one of my goals. And the other one is by 2027, I want KG Law to be making $500,000 to $1 million in billables revenue a year. Okay. That's a lot of hours. That's a lot of money. I'm the only lawyer in my office. So how do I get my law firm there, right? So we started looking at, like, what are the cases that I have the biggest profit margins on and the lowest, that maybe I could train somebody to work on with me. So it's the lowest, it's the highest profit return on investment, right? So I'm putting in the lowest amount to get the biggest outcome. And we identified a couple areas, and she's like, and I go, yeah, the irony is that is such a small portion right now of my business. I couldn't tell you, and she's like, okay, so how do we make that shift? And we identified some core steps, right, that I can start doing tomorrow. And part of it is, do I have to start out with a full-time paralegal right now? No, I don't. I could say, hey, I will pay somebody $20 an hour for 5 to 10 hours worth of work a week, right? And I can 1099 them, so I don't even have to worry about taxes or whatever. But that person, well trained, could end up taking my job, my revenue where I'm here, where, whatever. I'm at, okay, if I keep going on the trajectory I'm at, I'm probably going to break the quarter of it, $250,000 this year, right? Which is ginormous compared to last year. I mean, that's like a 10 times, it's an extraordinary number it's crazy numbers, right? And that's just with having Noel in my office part-time working on those billables, getting the billings out, getting the money in, those kinds of things, right? That's freed me up to be able to take on more cases because I'm not worried about chasing the money. He's doing that, right? So if I get a paralegal in to work alongside me, they could enter the bankruptcy numbers where all I'm doing is, reviewing them and submitting them. They could be adjusting my calendar for me so I'm not having to do that. They could be writing the adjournment stipulations and orders. They could be, doing a million different things that would free me up to be able to do even more work, right? So it's like, how do I do this? So anyways, I'm babbling and I'm sorry. It has been a lot. There's been a lot going on. So anyways, I am still working on me, obviously, and goals and stuff like that. And I would love to hear, like, what's your big goals? Like, are you setting goals? Are you a goal setter? Are you one of those that does that, or no? The other part of that is, again, is there something that you need to hear from somebody else that would improve your life? And if it's something that I can say to you, let me know. Let me know. Don't forget the giveaway. I'm going to put this up. Apparently my computer is acting a little bit better as far as memory. So I'm going to get this uploaded, even with all of my ramblings and whatnot. And I'm going to bed. So, I love you. Remember, you are smart. And you are beautiful. You are strong. And you are loved. You are needed. And you are wanted. And mostly, you matter. So, with that, I'll let you go. And I'll talk to you next week. Bye, y'all.